Good afternoon. Just finished lunch with family, and I'm going to be meeting my brother. Okay, just before 4 p.m. So, got a couple of hours. I hope you're all okay. If there is anyone there, or am I talking to myself? It's going to be a very, very cautious day today. I've got very let down by the Champions League sides yesterday. Very, very disappointing. Bossing the stats, but just couldn't convert. And this was a contagious Feyenoord, Sporting Lisbon, all under 1.3 odds. Barcelona, for goodness sake. And last week, we made a lot of money because we could trust them to score that second goal. But they couldn't find it yesterday. What a pity. FC Twente looking good at the moment. Looking for a couple of goals before half time. We've just got the one. The underdog has scored first. It's a very low liability, so well worth staying in. But you could get a 1-to-1 risk reward there, but it's all dependent on the amount you risk, of course, your reward. So if there's anyone about, just say hello. Thank you very much, Stephen and Sean. Appreciate that. So I'll just cancel that. All okay, Stephen and Sean? You can hear me okay? You can see the screens okay? We can get going. So the Champions League sides, the curse obviously returned yesterday, just making life extremely difficult for us. Falling down like flies, it was just appalling. So I'm just hopeful. That's why I was a bit tentative with Rangers, another European side with an excellent win against Nice. And they got through. This is Twente, very low risk. That's my calling card today, I'm afraid. I can't trust these sides. There, have we got that second goal for Twente? Have we got an equaliser for Twente? Now you're going to see some green. This is more like it, isn't it? Neutral might be the way today. Certainly, Arthur Daly, Champions League sides, that's for sure. Really, I don't want to be wasting more money on those clowns. And the problem is, the in-play stats were like what you're seeing with Twente. For oh, look at this now. Thank goodness we've gone neutral. Just wait for this to reform. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Trust issues. That's why neutral might be the wise man's move today, I think. Can't trust this lot as far as you can throw them, as you can already see. Absolutely terrible. You've got a, well, it's a modest green because these just haven't settled yet. But you should get yourself a decent green screen now. With you've got a bit of a balancing act now. There's about 10 minutes, 11 minutes to go. Are you going to take the green? Just wait for this to get a bit tighter, please. Hoover up the green. Take your profit. It's a good, well, just wait for this to reform. Or wait for, well, Man United have scored a first half goal again under the new manager. Is that a pattern to continue? Because with Everton, there's always attack v defence, isn't it? I hope you're all okay. Thank you very much, Sean. Yeah, 0-2. That pretty much sums up the weekend, Sean, doesn't it? Arthur Daly sides completely throughout. It's awful. That's why neutral could be the avenue today. So I'll just get Football 24 up, and I have to use the website, so I might have a small amount of time picking out the leagues. But in the meantime, German Bundesliga 2, you know as well as I do. I keep mentioning it in dispatches. Very, very good for overs. We've got 3 of them coming in already. Probably overs would be where I'd be looking, but this might offer some action. Don't forget, Ulm newly promoted and also very vulnerable to late goals. 10 shots off target as well for Greuther, fourth. So I'm just trying to do two things at once. Football 24's app just keeps not delivering. So I've got to have to use their website, and that means I have to pick out the leagues that I want. I don't want to be dinging all day long. So let's work our way down. Don't forget today the Norwegian Elite Serie, and I think it's its last day of the season. I will be watching the Man City match with my brother, but I'll have some device with me. And don't forget, the Elite Serie, our main focus will be on the second half, won't it? We're using time pressure for these sides who must do something, i.e., maybe you need a draw to stay up, that kind of thing, and you're a goal down, or it's a draw and you need to win to go into the promotion playoff places. Not promotion, I mean Champions League, Europa League, etc. Because this is the top flight, of course, the Elite Serie. Can't go above that. So that would be a main focus at 4 o'clock, and it's something that you can use in April and May. Digging out must wins, must scores as well. That's the important one. They must score goals, otherwise their season is dead. So I'll be covering that. It's likely to be a little quieter today, and I'm going to be a lot more cautious today. I'm going to be very cautious indeed. I'll just pass this on to Telegrammers. So that's a decent return if they want it. Decent return, and yet another team not delivering, but we go neutral. So who cares? Take the profit, or are you looking for a 20 reply first half? So in this case, I would probably, I think, after what happened yesterday, possibilities to take the profit, but it would have been nicer at 17 or 18. Might be worth just staying in for that 50. 7 minutes to go. It's a balancing act, isn't it? Is that enough time? 20 have absolutely dominated the stats, haven't they? But boom. I'm glad I went neutral. It's, these sides have been embarrassing me all weekend, despite the stats being absolutely in our favour, or in the side I've chosen's favour. So I did all my due diligence yesterday, but they just stopped out at a single goal, which was very, very disappointing indeed. So that's the first port of call. 20. Chelsea 2-0 indeed, Sean. Now, those of you with glass half full will remember dearly Aston Villa's scoring of 2 goals, but they failed to score in the last 3 away. Spot of bother for Dick Emery. And again, this is purely down to the Champions League, isn't it? You can see the dominant factor there for Chelsea, and the dominant factor for 20 as well. So this presents a problem. We've got 7 minutes for them to score, but if they can't score after having 16 shots, then what are we going to do? Have a look at the go-ahead goals. They might be a tad lucky today. It might be the kind of buy a lottery ticket goals. Let's have a look. Just wait for this to come up. Come on, don't be shy. No. Has my internet gone? No. There we go. It's a little bit sticky. I don't know what's going on here. I hope you can still hear me. You can see my computer's not very responsive. I'll just get rid of some stuff which might be taking up. I don't know what that warning is about. Hope you're all okay. So let's just see if I can solve that problem. I'll get rid of this. And I've been doing catching up with Tuesday's research already. Tuesday looks to be great. I probably won't be able to do this in Thailand, but I'll be doing the 7:45s for you on Tuesday. Let's get some of these evenings working for us. Now I've got a positive time zone. So let's have a look at 20. Oh, what's going on with this website? There's just so much going on. It's not responding. There we go, 20. Now take me to them. Just want to have a look at the go-ahead goals. So let's have a look. It's all a bit sticky today, the website. Get rid of this as well. This is probably taking up a bit too much. Well, Broim and Ant-Man. Marvel's Ant-Man. And look at this. This is impressive from Manchester United. 2 goals already. Rasmus Højlund and Garnacho, anybody? That would be my guess for the goals. Rasmus Højlund finding a bit of form. This could be a good sign for Manchester United now. Scoring first half goals. It could be a pattern that we can use as well. Well, he's got Marcus Rashford scoring, for goodness sake. So that's excellent. And Xerxes. So you're parking the bus, Everton, clearly in a spot of bother today. Let's have a look firstly at our in-play stats. I hope you laid the draw in the Rangers match earlier on. I think that's we got that Rangers goal. Did they get a second? I don't think they did. No, it's just 0-1. That's all you needed. Again, tentative. They were playing Nice earlier on in the week, and we saw yesterday the appalling performances of huge short-priced favourites, huge names and short-priced favourites. It was absolutely astounding. Start off with Paris Saint-Germain. 1.16 for over 2.5 goals at the beginning of the second half. 1.17 shots. The stats were through the roof. And boom, stop there. Like someone's pressed the pause button after the Champions League. Similar story with these two as well, but less so. This was a derby-style match, so it's something you'd expect. But this is what we expect. This is what we got last week. That equals that. That's more like it. That's where we make our money. What happens with this? Look, again, absolutely bossing the match. Got the late equaliser. So today might be a good day to delay and take on perhaps Sittard late on, that kind of thing, rather than looking for a final to get the win. And it just continued through. This is what we expect, that 5-0. Barcelona. We were very unlucky yesterday, to be honest. We had a number of goals which were disallowed, but were perfectly timed, would have produced an extremely good trading profit. But what a pity they were disallowed. So let's go through and have a look at matches at the moment. We haven't seen any 20 response. I wonder if they're involved in Europe. Aston Villa and Chelsea. Well, we'll have a look second half. We know that Aston Villa have 2 goals in them, but they are going through a really poor time at the moment. It's one of those inexplicable just lapses in form that we're seeing from these Champions League sides. It's just a unique year for this. It really is. I wonder if that's a goal in the 20 match. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, what a great start to the day. Take that. That's more like it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Given what happened yesterday, I think I should call the day off now. Take the profit, run to the hills. Take the Rangers, lay the draw profit. Take this, 10-1 return, and run to the hills. That's what we expected from 20. And what we should have done really was double up and go back and look at the possibility of a 20 equaliser by backing 20, laying go ahead, get the goal before half time, and we're done. So that's an excellent start to the day. I'm delighted. And I really hope you followed up with that. 50 quid. That just helps take the pain away from those clowns yesterday who decided not to bother scoring any goals despite dominating the match. 10-1 return. given yesterday's unpredictability. Call it a day now. So caution, caution and neutral plays might be the way forward for us. Let's have a look at the in-play stats. Tottenham and Fulham, as you know, is a London derby. And we don't like London derbies. We don't like derbies, do we? Bosun, Ulm have drawn the last 4 matches. Worth a late 1-1 lay. I think it might be Bosun because they are newly promoted. They do, like the other sides in the Bundesliga 2. Yeah, we'll have a look at that, Bosun. But today is all about keeping your risk low and looking for these lovely winners. So I'm delighted with that. What a inspired call. The reason I got involved with this, Twente were just dominating in the first 12 minutes. The stat with first 12 minutes, you're getting 100 plus attacking pressure index. You might as well go for goals. And the beauty about being neutral is go ahead, can join in the fun. Let's have a look at Ulm. What Bosun is looking for is that draw sequence to end. Now, I would be looking later, Bosun. 1.45 for me is a bit too high. But it's all relative. It's up to you. If that to you is reasonable, this could be a one of those, Bosun, where I'm just going to stick in a 106 and a 109. I'm ever mindful of the nightmare of yesterday. I was with the right teams, but they just wouldn't score that second goal. So, got to keep your liability low and still have a pop. Now, this Ulm have been conceding, along with other Bundesliga 2 newly promoted sides, have been conceding. So, 106, 109, that's £4 liability for the potential of a £53 profit. Yes, there's ages to go. You can tell that by the 1.4. Thanks, Sean. You can hear me okay. Good stuff. Thank you very much. Well, I'll get rid of that. That's something to look forward to. So there's the Ulm. 6 shots on target. Just ticking away nicely, but they're not in a concertina defect, are they? There's a 15-minute gap, then there's a 10-minute gap for Ulm. And you can tell that with his momentum. There isn't any momentum, is there, for either side? It's very flat. A little bit of coming alive when they got the goal. Ulm. Greuther Fürth, 4 consecutive defeats. Put it into context, though. One of them against FC Köln, who have been pretty good. But poor performances. But this is what Bosun's talking about, the 4 consecutive draws. Draw sequences don't do teams any good because you're not losing, but you're not you're dropping 2 points. So it's pretty poor stuff. What you should also note here is the very, very poor over 2.5 goal percentage, Bosun, for Ulm, 20%. It's a bit poor, that. So that's probably another good idea for limiting your liability here and going for a very, very late winner. St. Truden and Genk, it's 1.95. The away side just starting to wake up, but it has been a dominant second half from St. Truden, and that pressure, as you can tell with that little momentum spike here, producing 2 goals. Only the 1 shot on, 14 off 6 corners. I'm not going to be getting too involved, but you can see this is what I'm talking about, concertinaed. 79, 79, 79, 80. That's quite some pressure, albeit the wrong side of the goal. So we'll be looking at that. Randers, I should have put forward earlier on for a goal before half time, but thoroughly deserved, as you can quite clearly see there. It's in a 2.5 goal league as well. So you add the 2 together. Like this one, there's possibilities here, but very poor shots on target. I won't be targeting overs in this one. Nuremberg and Fortuna Dusseldorf is a 2-2 coming to the end of that German Bundesliga 2 match. Is there enough time for a winner? Let's have a look. So 106, 109 in what is going to be a very, very cautious day for me. Obi Odenza have already scored. You know what they're like. They're absolute goal merchants. So that's absolutely no surprise. Nuremberg, Fortuna Dusseldorf. Dusseldorf's equaliser to make it 2-2. Enough time left? Yes, there is. Look, 1.29. So again, ever mindful of dodge pottery this weekend. 109, 106. Now, I normally would do 1.25, 1.14, etc. But I want to capture a very, very late winner. It's 2-2. So they're obviously competitive. They're obviously both up for it. So let's give that a go. Nkuku. That sounds like Turkey. There it is. Yeah. So we're waiting for that. I've got 106, 109 in. I don't even have to monitor this anymore. Just wait to see if the goal comes in. Because it's peace of mind. There's no huge liability problem with 106, 109. So having a quick look down. Vin Diesel. Villarreal. I've liked Villarreal, the Yellow Submarine. But look at that, 51 dangerous attacks from Girona. V18 starting to slightly wake up this second half. 1.03 might offer you some value for the lay of the Yellow Submarine. What were they pre-match? 1.75. But Girona, unless I'm very much mistaken, tend to have a very good scoring rate or can be competitive. Let's have a look. Got to bring up the research as well, because what I've done is I've provided you with some first half action as well for the overs. So let's bring that up. Good enough record yesterday. So you can see St Johnstone Rangers, well, from a personal perspective, Rangers are not trustworthy this season. So yes, they're on the overs list. The goal came second half, I believe, and you could have backed over 1.5 goals at over even second half. So from that perspective, it's a profitable over 2.5 goal trade. 2-0 already for Villarreal, Yellow Submarine. Real Madrid, Getafe to come. This is a questionable. Dare I remind you? I think I've already laboured the point. Real Madrid fit into the category of these absolute tools from yesterday. Exactly the same odds. And there's that Girona goal. So, oh, that's a pity. Laying Villarreal. So I might be on the ball today. I should have got involved with the Yellow Submarine lay. And things just a little sticky here, so apologies. I don't know what's going on. Something's taking up some space. If I get rid of this, does that mean that the live stream will still work, or does this have to stay up? Because this is probably taking up 15%. So that's probably why things are a little quiet. But Villarreal, we should have really laid them at 2-0 up, particularly 1.03. If you've got anything near that, look at that, up to 1.25 already. And Girona, I was going to do the research at Soccer Stats, but it's a bit late now. That's what I was looking for, that next goal. Chelsea, Aston Villa, overs. Job done again. Fulham, London derby. So just be very wary. Not a geographical derby, but a derby style match for sure. It could as equally be 1-0 as 2-2, 3-2. Mainz and a half, 2:30. Well, the Hoff filling their boots against Leipzig last week. So we should hopefully see some first half goals. And this is what I was alluding to here. Well, Tottenham and Fulham. Fulham and Tottenham. Well, it's half time at 0-0. So not quite there. Spurs have seen a first half goal in the last 6 matches. But yet again, please put it into context. London derby. Derby style match. So just be careful. First half goal in 100% of City's Premier League matches. But they haven't been playing Liverpool in those 100% of Premier League matches, have they? So it's a different proposition today. They're a side in awful form. They need Rodri. It's as simple as that. Girona have well got overs already. Both teams frequently involved. So this list is getting better and better, isn't it? If you want to pursue a neutral avenue, this is the way to do it. While I'm at soccer 24, why don't I just pick out our overs so we can get ourselves prepared. So Villarreal Girona already done. Real Madrid Getafe to come up. Real Madrid Getafe already starred. Good stuff. Real Sociedad Real Betis. And working our way down. Chelsea, Tottenham, and well, all the Premier League matches. We've got a Desmond Tutu, St Truden and Racing Genk. So the Desmonds are popping in at the moment. St Truden, sorry, all of these are overs today. But as you can see, the 2 goals have come in. Oh, we've already looked at that, haven't we? Rashford and Xerxes. And OB Odense in Copenhagen is 1-1. We might be seeing a 3rd goal in that match, I would suspect. Mainz and Heidenheim in the Bundesliga for overs. So we'll get that one sorted. French League, quite a few overs today, and it is a league for overs, really. French League. So let's see if we can find Les Frogs with their garlic breath and their big baguette and their beret. Fantastic stuff. Montpellier and Lille, 28 minutes in. So I can show you 2 options if you want, but don't forget this is a post-Champions League side, so managed by Arthur Daly and Derek Trotter today. You get the idea. Be careful with Champions League sides. Woeful yesterday. I'll show you the recent match, and it would show us, I think, Lille in the Champions League. Yeah, so just be careful. These sides have been underperforming, despite in-play stats being emphatic. Bigger boys than this lot have been underperforming. Le Havre, well, I thought Le Havre would be on, but Lyon and Nice, Toulouse, and the Côte d'Azur derby. So just be careful with this Côte d'Azur derby. It's a derby. It could be anything. Monaco have been in excellent form, I must say. Italian Serie A, Parma, Lazio. Already we got a goal. Did it come post 15th minute? Let's have a look. 6 minutes, so Deman is not Deman for overs. Torino and Napoli. Strange overs choice, this one. That's for sure. Torino, you press the snooze button basically if you've got a season ticket to Torino. Napoli under Antonio Conte, keeping clean sheets for fun. Wouldn't be on my over 2.5 goal list, but due deference to the mark, to the research, it got 16 out of 17 last week. So it was in pretty decent nick. Elsewhere, well, that's about it. Teams likely score first half goals. Well, we've already seen Tottenham fall foul of that, but it is. Got to put it into the context of the derby style match that's involved. St Johnstone and Rangers. No, we didn't see a first half goal in that one either. So the first half goal's not quite working yet. But what they do, if it is 0-0 at half time and you're expecting a goal in the first half, you're back over 1.5 goals second half, don't you? Villarreal and Girona, we did see first half goals there. Sociedad to come. Mainz and Heidenheim, both expecting first half goals, as we normally do with the Hoff. French League 1, 3 of them. And first half goals expected here. But and the Dutch Eredivisie, Spanish La Liga, Real Madrid, and there's a few others. OB Odense, as you can see there, we've got 2 first half goals already. Kettering and Donny, I wouldn't be focusing too much on the cup today when we've got better quality football elsewhere. Bodo Glimt, let's move to the Norwegian Elite Serien. And look, I think it's the last day of the season, so we'll be looking at that with interest. Norwegian Elite Serien. We just need to make sure that we're going to be starring teams who need goals. Now, please remember, I'm out with my brother at 4 o'clock watching the footy, and I'm in this part of the world to visit family. So family will come first. I very rarely see them. My parents are getting older and older, and the inevitable is with them soon, you would suspect. So I've got to spend time with family. I give enough of my time to you. I'll bring something with me, and I'll try to help you out later on as well. But I do need to socialise with family members at this particular time of the year. I hope you understand. But it'd be a rarity to take me away from the computer, but got to hang out with my brother. He's a Liverpool fan, so yeah, that's going to be fun, isn't it? Last day of the season. Who needs what? Let's have a look. It's a battle for the title. These two have qualified for the Champions League, branded as well. They can't be caught. They can be caught. So they were actually qualified last week, Bran. They had that arrow. Bodo Glimt can't be caught by Viking because of the goal difference. You can see there. So this is a squabble for the title, Bodo Glimt and Bran. So let's star those two matches. Must wins if you want to win the title. Okay. A nice little gap for Bodo at the top. Couple of points. So next, please, Viking. A win for Viking could take them into the Champions League places, dependent on what Bran do. So Viking, it's a must win. And they're playing Bran. What are you going to do with that one? You're going to be laying the late draw, aren't you? Simple as that. Don't forget, end of the season, it's all about, for me, the 85th minute onwards. That's when that 1.09, 1.06 will work very well. Mulder, well, they have to stave off Rosenborg's threat. They've got a huge goal difference, but still, they've got a 2-point gap. A draw is all I think Mulder require today, given that huge goal difference of 20. That will take them to 53. Rosenborg win, that will take them to 53, but they need to score 20 plus goals. So I think Rosenborg will be looking for the win today, because if Mulder lose, Rosenborg will get that European place. So I think Rosenborg still have a little bit to play for. I think Mulder will be targeting a win rather than the draw that they require. But please remember, if this is a draw late on, it might not be one for you to target. Let's go match by match. Napoli have scored first against Torino. So that was that over 2.5 goals I was a little hesitant about. But well done. And look at this Man United performance against Everton. It's impressive. Impressive, I must say. New managers getting 3 consecutive wins out of them. So let's go match by match. Check where these sides are in the leagues. Mainz have scored first against the Hoff. Goal before half-time again. But I wanted to wait 15 minutes personally myself for any over 2.5 goal plan. So have a look at that. That's goals before half-time. It's coming very nicely with that lot. Standings, HamKam and Oslo. Last day of the season. Anything for these two to play for. HamKam are 3 points above Haugesund with a positive goal difference of 15. So arguably HamKam's season is okay. A draw, of course, will guarantee they can't be caught by Haugesund at all. Similarly, Tromsø, again, the goal difference is compelling for them to be safe. KFUM Oslo, well, if you add 3 to 34, you get 37. They've got absolutely nothing to play for. So arguably for me, I don't think HamKam can be caught, and a draw would suit. So you've got to be very careful with that one, I think. Haugesund and Odd. Well, we know where Haugesund are. They're in that relegation playoff place. They'll be keen to keep it if they can't move out of it. It gives them another shot at staying up. They're playing Odd today. Odd can't get out of the relegation zone. Haugesund probably can't get out here. So that, for me, looks like a bit of a dead rubber. Sandefjord and Fred. I think Fred will be up near the top of the league. unless I'm mistaken. So let's have a look. Fredrikstad, can they do anything? Well, their key target is 52 points, isn't it? And you can't get 52 points if only 3 are available from 48. So they're just a point shy of having a chance at European place. So their season's over. Sandefjord's season is over because Haugesund, with 3 points, cannot catch 34. That is a dead rubber. You do not play dead rubbers on the final day of the season, regardless of how the stats are. So there's just really 4 matches of importance for us to focus on. Molde less so. I think a draw suits Molde today, but it's must-win territory for the big 2. That's going to be the focus, and Rosenborg as well. So you've got 3 main matches. It looks as if the relegation dogfight has been finalised, so I don't think we have much to worry about there. What a superb performance from Man United today, but they are playing the Toffees, so let's not get. It's an alternate universe where Marcus Rashford is scoring goals and not sulking like a big girl's blouse. Sorry, I didn't see that Parma opening goal because Lazio would certainly deserve that. I don't know why I missed that one out. I am sorry. I didn't get alerted. Simple as that. But this has been disallowed. So I'm going to get some reprieve here. We know that Lazio are full of goals, but we also know that Lazio are involved in Europe. And therefore, they're going to be a Sunday League pub side. So just be a little careful. They might be a Sunday League pub side. 106, 109 for Ulm. £4 liability. Don't worry about it. He's going along the right lines, Bosun. We see a lot of these sequences. They are, or can be targeted to end. Particularly 0-0 sequences I quite like because they're no good to anybody. So let's break and have a look at Lazio. Just given a gentle reminder that Parma scored first. And as I say, I apologise. I didn't get alerted to that on Football 24. I do hope I've got Italian Serie A on my list. Indeed it is. So let's head off and look at the Lazio stats. Lazio for me, I know famous last words on this particular weekend. Lazio are a really good goal scoring side and their odds on today. And they look worthy. Parma are newly promoted. The only negative is if Lazio perform as all of those other European sides performed yesterday. Can they be trusted? Well, they just had a goal disallowed. So that for me might just twist my arm. So let's have a look at that. This is the 106, 109. You've got an idea now of your maximum liability and maximum return. This is going to come in very handy for the end of the season. So let's break through and go off to Parma and Lazio. And I'll just well, no, I won't do any research. I'm going to, maybe this is folly because it's another European side performing awfully. Slight gap in my insurance as well. So I'll just go to lay over 1.5 goals to cover. Or you could do both teams to score no. I can take you through both. Both teams to score no yesterday would have saved us a couple of, would have got us a couple of break evens. So if it's big enough, is it big enough? I don't. It might cost a little bit. Let's have a look. And what this does as well, it covers the 1-0, the 0-1, the 1-0 for Parma. It covers 2-0 for Parma. So that's covered. It's a fairly high insurance because you're covering so many scorelines. And that gives you the carte blanche to go into the match odds and split your stakes. Here we go. So we're going to be backing Lazio at 3.75, laying Parma at 2.34. But do be careful, please. It's another damn European side, and they can show you all the stats you want in play to entice you in, and then just not perform well. Goal disallowed already in the second minute for Lazio, and a goal just disallowed recently. Tony Tati Castellanos. Tati, the mighty Tati. Yeah, flag for offside. So that's a good sign. Twice in the back of the net. So I'm tentatively optimistic, and I think this could be a decent enough play. Up to you which route you want to take, as you can see. If you're just covering the 1-0, it's cost you £6.40. If you want to cover the 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, it's costing you £14. So which route do you want to take? That will generate the most profit for you. Don't forget, you can always stop at Lazio +1 as well, if it's reasonable enough. So rather than going match odds, which I did for all of the big guns yesterday, and they stopped off at 1-1, which was so frustrating. With that in mind, you might want to consider Lazio +1 to cover the draw. Okay, I'm just going to put the light on and just going to get a small drink, so please excuse me for a second. Okay, so I remain optimistic with Lazio. 2 goals in the back of the net already. So I'll pass this on to Telegrammers. I just have to do a verbal message. Live stream at the moment, so it's just going to be a verbal message. Tottenham have scored against Fulham. That's not part of the message. Lazio have had the ball in the back of the net twice. They're 1-0 down to Parma. I've laid over 1.5 goals. Given the debacle yesterday for these Champions League sides and not scoring that second goal. Right, I'll just start again. Sorry. Just getting distracted by Dr. Stephen Hawking. So let me just stop that and start again. And Lille have scored. Unbelievable. Champions League side. Odense and Copenhagen 2-2. Parma 1-0 up against Lazio, who've had the ball in the back of the net twice. Disallowed goal and an offside goal. The problem is Lazio, like a lot of the sides involved in Europe midweek, might underperform. Yesterday's big boys didn't score that second goal. So you could lay over 1.5 goals, stop off at Lazio +1, which covers the draw, covers the 1-1. That way you won't make a loss. Like Feyenoord yesterday, getting to 1-1, despite having a huge amount of shots on target, they didn't make it 2-1. And you come out of there, despite calling it right, with a loss. How frustrating. So you might want to stop off at Lazio +1 just for this weekend, because it's been awful, hasn't it? But we've started off brilliantly with a 10-1. So there's no real rush to get too carried away. If you fancy Lazio to pull off the win, of course, you can go match odds, back Lazio half stake, lay Parma half stake as liability. So I'll leave you with that. If you want to see how the bets are placed, you have to come to the live stream, okay? I can't be providing you with screenshots while I'm doing a live stream. So, compelling enough argument, I think, for Lazio, if you would agree. Hello, Enoch. Enoch, I would appreciate it if you didn't leave negative messages, please, on my channel. I'm not responsible for your losses, okay? I do not appreciate these negative comments, Enoch. You're very welcome here, but I'm not the cause of your problems, okay? Please, the messages you're providing are giving the impression that I'm the cause of your problems. I am not. You're not even a paying member. You're very welcome, but please stop those negative comments. I'll leave it like that. Greetings to you, Enoch. You're very welcome. But please, no more negative comments on my channel. I would appreciate that. I don't deserve them. They don't. They're not of my influence. They're your own particular trades that you've chosen. So that's out the way. We can carry on with the footy. So let's go. The matches we've looked at, or I've shortlisted in blue. 2.6 the favourites. Well, probably I shortlisted that for a goal before half time. 2.35 the favourite. 84 minutes. Well, I don't think so there. 3-0 up already. That's done and dusted. Danish First Division. Probably I had this shortlisted because it's an over 2.5 goal league. That's 2 goals already. Villarreal already over 2.5 goals in that one. And our angle there, which I didn't get to in time, did I? Was to lay Villarreal 2-0 up. And we've got that Girona goal, which would have produced a really good return. So that's a pity there. Coming to an end there. Rapid Vienna and Blau-Weiß Linz. Again, another side involved in Europe, are they? Conference League for Blau-Weiß Linz. And Girona make it 2-2, as if to emphasise my point that we should have taken Villarreal on 2-0 up. Rapid Vienna, Blau-Weiß Linz. Can you trust a Conference League side? That is the problem. You're saying, yes, you can. Look at this. But I'm saying to you yesterday, PSG stats were out of this world. Feyenoord stats were out of this world yesterday. I got seduced by them and I paid the price because they only flattened out at a single goal. So do not be influenced by this, okay? I'm in more of a delaying mode today. Let's just see if Rapid Vienna can just build up some momentum. These European sides have just played awfully this weekend. We're already in good profit today with that Rangers call and that excellent 2.5 goals in the first half in the 20 match. I don't need to compound losses. So I'll give it breathing space. It looks okay. Recent performances, they're unbeaten, Rapid Vienna. As you can see, they played Shamrock Rovers, and that could be the reason for any underperformance today or lack of trust. Indeed, the last head-to-head was this year, the 3-0 Blau-Weiß Linz win. So just a tad cautious here. I think this is job done. Winter tour. Those of you with a glass half full and you are villains, well, what you could do. We've got suspended market here, Parma and Lazio. Haven't heard about a goal. Is it half time or something? Parma and Lazio probably coming to half time. That could be the reason for the suspend. The only reason I'm involved here, we've already seen the ball in the back of the net twice for Lazio. Yet another potential Sunday League pub side. Europa League on the 28th. Ample evidence yesterday of these sides underperforming. So this is a troubling one. But +1 is okay. You just got to be very cautious today. I don't like losing money when these big guys, big teams don't perform. Right. Where do we get to? 20 and go ahead. Well, you'd be looking for a 20 equaliser, or can you trust them? Can you trust them? If you're absolutely emphatic first half and you can't score a goal until the 43rd minute, when you've had 15 shots off target up to the 38th minute, you've had 11 shots off target, and you've had 5 shots on target up to the 43rd minute, and you still can't score a goal. Can we trust them to get the 2? They deserve it. Certainly deserve it, don't they? But I've got my cautious head on, I'm afraid. Were they involved in Europe? Indeed, Europa League against Union Saint-Gilloise. So that tells you why neutral is probably best, isn't it? It's a London derby, so I'm going to be very cautious here again. But the Spuds lead. I wouldn't necessarily take the Spuds on, but again, it's a good set of stats from Fulham. 5 shots on, 7 off, and 10 corners. It's a London derby, so if I put this forward to you and Fulham make it 2-0, you'll be reminding me, why the bleep did you get involved in a derby? You keep bleating on about it. Don't get involved in derby matches, derby style matches. So again, ever cautious today. Yes, I'll lay Tottenham. Maybe if it gets to 1.2 or something. Keep the liability low. AZ Alkmaar, guess what? Coming off the back of a Europa League match against Galatasaray. So could underperform. Don't be taken in by all of this lot. I've just shown you Feyenoord, etc. Brilliant stats yesterday, but just ended up 1-1. So Heracles are playing the right team. Heracles newly promoted a couple of seasons ago. Not the sharpest tools in the box. So AZ really, if they're not overtly influenced by midweek Europe, should deliver the goal. But I'm not getting involved just yet. I'm over delaying today because of the poor performances of these European sides yesterday. I think we can get rid of this one. 1.8 delivering. Pisa and Cosenza 2-0 up, 1.95 favourite. So no great surprises there. See, this is still tempting us in, isn't it? But I've learnt my lesson from yesterday. This is tempting us in as well. And they're not letting go ahead go, are they? How do you cover this? Cover the 1-3, I wonder. Do we go neutral over 4.5 goals? Would cover the next goal scored. You're assuming it to be 20s. Or do we just take our 50 quid and run to the hills? That could be another option as well. So you've got to be just overtly cautious with these European sides. 20 plus 2, probably too skinny. 1.15. That gives them a 2-goal head start. So they'll still be winning 1-2 down. 1.87 would cover that draw. So that could be the safe option today. As ever, insurance. I can't go for the 20 win today. I just can't. Even though they're highly likely to. The big boys didn't manage to get that second goal yesterday. So you call it right. They don't score that second. 22nd and 23rd of November. Stark contrast, wasn't it? Everything these big boys touched turned to gold. I would just stop off at +1. Or what you could do, if you're willing to take a £11 hit, just delay a bit longer. Get better odds about the +1. That might be something for me to do as well. How can we cover a 1-3? Well, you can perhaps do that here. If you've got Fairbot, cover the 1-3. Not going to cost you much, £4.65. Just based on this unique week that we're having. So that could be an option to cover the next goal if go ahead score it. But then you have to go in 2-3 as well, and oh dear, it's a never-ending hedging. So you've got to stop off somewhere. So 1-3 is covered. Laying over 3.5 goals, backing 20 +1. We've not done it yet. Can we get over evens? That would be very nice indeed. They are dominating the match, but why did they concede 2 goals straight away? This is exactly what we saw yesterday with these sides. Dominating the match, but not delivering that second goal. Don't forget. Okay. Seen it loads of times. I was going to head off to Chelsea, wasn't I? Because prior to the recent performances, Aston Villa had 2 goals in them consistently. So, well, it's worth a tickle. It's costing you nothing to find out. Don't forget a nice cheeky back of Aston Villa in case the villains turn up. Fulham have equalised against Tottenham. You did see the in-play stats were looking good, weren't they? But it's a London derby. I'm going to remain disciplined. Not going to play. Thoroughly deserved though. And I'm just going to, let's see if I can put 50p on. Because Fairbot have changed the way they place their small bets. But I need to update the software, of course. So that might not work today. 50p. 140 should be 70 quid. There we go. It's come in. £3.10 liability. Got to be done, eh? Just in case. Being Chelsea, backing Villa. 50p. Just in case Villa rediscover those 2 goals a game, 2 goals away that they were scoring regularly for the Champions League, turn them into a pub side. Well worth it, isn't it? The watchword today, low risk. So I think that's well worth a punt. Not coming alive just yet, but I don't mind. It's a £3 liability, huge return, well worth our time, isn't it? Well done for Man United, but I wouldn't get too carried away. It is only Everton. I think the challenge table might give you an idea. Watching Chelsea, Robert. So any chance that we could see an Aston Villa couple of goals, Robert? That would be very nice indeed. This is getting a little bit too slow. I don't know why. Why did I just do this? I can't remember. Touch of the old Joe Biden's there, I'm afraid. Yet another senior moment. I don't know why I brought up soccer 24 again. I'm just gonna take Telegram off. It's probably taking up. This is what's taking up the CPU space. That's why things are a little bit sluggish. And this, I don't need this anymore, to be honest, while I'm in Guernsey. So I can download Fairbot on my normal computer, so I don't need to be going to this virtual private server. So let me just see if I can do that now. That would save me a bit of computer space. And I'll keep an eye on any goals coming in, so you've got nothing to worry about. So let's just see if I can download Fairbot and use it on my normal PC without a VPN. So let's get this in. I'll let you know if there's any goals coming in, so don't fret too much. So it would be nice to get rid of this virtual private server. So where is Fairbot? Here we go. Yes. Okay. Hopefully they'll know about me. And I can get rid of my server. Right, let's give that a go. Enter registration key. I can't do it because of yeah, okay, we'll ignore that. Go back to the old ways. I'm not buying a Joe Biden coin, Robert. My crypto's doing very well indeed. I don't need to be wasting money on meme coins, that's for sure. I'm following a strategy, and the strategy is HODL, Glenn HODL. And it's making me a really good return at the moment. It's so exciting, life-changing, possibly life-changing, this crypto bull run after Donald Trump getting in. Old orangutan getting in, helping us out massively. You can see Rapid Vienna. Are you tempted in yet for that equaliser? You can see 20 again, 18 shots off target. It's one-way traffic. I keep repeating. This is what I was seeing yesterday when I was passing you Feyenoord to win. Paris Saint-Germain over 3.5 goals at 1-1. This is what I was seeing, and they didn't deliver. So you've got to be extremely cautious with these European sides. Too late for insurance as well on Blau-Weiß Linz. So just wait, hopefully, for a late low odds play. Thoroughly deserved, you must say, really. Double the shots on target, nearly triple the shots off, and nearly just over double the corners. But London Derby, I'm afraid, just has me a little cold. AZ Alkmaar, being a European side, has me a little cold, despite very warm in-play stats. So late today, get the old D for delay back up and running. That way we'll keep our liability low and we'll preserve the really good profits we've already made earlier on. Hopefully make a few more if Lazio consent to stick the ball in the back of the net and for the goal to count. Ghanaian Cup, does Enoch have anything to tell us about Danbort against Vision FC? Probably not tradable. And we'll get rid of that. Olympiacos, yet another European side. Be careful. 3 or 4 1.25 shots yesterday failed to win. One of them actually lost Barcelona. And we were looking at that yesterday, the Barcelona manager to blame. Thinking he's got an easy game, he fielded a weaker first half side. And paid the price. Disjointed. So I just get rid of that. And the Morocco. Polish One League is getting a delete after the debacle yesterday. Another side looking like this, absolutely dominant. Guess what? They lose 2-0. Can't make it up, really. Great when they all deliver, like they did on the 22nd and the 23rd of November. We made a fortune with that. But when it comes to yesterday, you just can't trust them. It's very difficult. Hearts and Aberdeen. Well, as a quietish afternoon, let's have a look at the Hearts Aberdeen match. SPL is here. Let's have a look, see what's happening. Hearts and Aberdeen. See if we can dig out any in-play angles. I'd like to do a bit more of this soccer stats research in play, because we've got plenty of matches under our belts and we can hopefully dig out really good trading angles, as we did with Hapoel Beersheva yesterday. 11 of their 12 goals scored have come second half. Ended 1-0, thankfully. Aberdeen, well, what eye-catching form is Alex Ferguson back at Aberdeen. This is exceptional form. But the wheels are coming off just a little bit in the last 2 matches. Hearts can't buy a win this season. So you'd be favouring, really, Aberdeen on what you're seeing here. But St Mirren getting the win yesterday, last time out. Any red card involved, perhaps? Because that's just a sudden lapse. 3-3 against Hibs as well. Yeah, they got a very... No, they were winning. They were winning 2-3 Aberdeen till the 90th minute. Ouch. So their solid season could have continued against Hibs. Twente have equalised. Thank goodness for that. Found it very hard to trust these sides. Man. Well, I'll eat my words with Twente. So lost liability, £11.60. +1, it's going to be a little skinnier if you went +1. I hope you did. Yes, I did Lazio +1. I should have done 20 +1 as well. Yeah, where's all my plays here? This must be my account, not the... Where's the 20 plays all gone? It's a mystery. thought we did all of the 28 plays, didn't we? So, I don't know what's gone on here. I thought we laid over 1.5 goals. I hope you got involved anyway, because I certainly I'm getting it mixed up with Lazio, but I hope you got involved. In-play stats were superb. I'm surprised I didn't pull the trigger there. I went through, Parma and Lazio instead of this one. Again, delay. Hold on to your delay buttons. We haven't had a shot on target for 14 minutes for Rapid Vienna. Shot off target, plenty going on. That concertina effect you can see, 71st to 79th minute. In 8 minutes, they've had 5 shots on target, real concerted pressure, 12 corners. But the reason I'm not involved is because of their European midweek fixture. Got to be a late play, this one. So we've got to look for that one. This is going to be Rapid Vienna. I might even just do the 1.09, 1.06 and just leave it at that. Lots and lots of time to go. They are absolutely dominant, but sod's law, of course, Blau Weiss will score that second. If you really insisted upon a play, well, I think you can rest assured that you shouldn't be seeing 18.5 if Rapid Vienna score soon. So in that regard, that in a day when we're trying to keep liability low, that could be just a tickle. And then you can start laying Blau Weiss Linz once their odds get lower. I'm not laying them at 1.46 just yet. You're pretty much paying out 1 to 2 in liability, which I don't fancy too much. So in a day where in a weekend where European sides are not performing, let's please, regardless of what the stats are telling us, retain that caution. I really hope you got involved with 20. Delivering, and I wonder if they'll deliver the late Desmond. 74th minute, 15 minutes to go. London derby, of course. I don't have a clue. Sorry about that. 2 consecutive draws for the Spuds. Again, post-Europe for the Spuds. So that's a reason for them to potentially underperform today as well. Fulham coming off the back of that shocking defeat to Wolves. Shocking because Wolves are shocking themselves. So we will look with interest. Jagiellonian Białystok 1-1, 1.85 the favourite. It's not really a match I want to prioritise. Second half will be beginning soon for Lazio, who have had the 2 goals scored. I've just got a message coming in from Thailand. Circle Brugge have scored first against Beerschot. That's the newly promoted Beerschot. I'll just say hello. Excuse me for a sec. Just doing a live stream, so hopefully you should get the hint and leave me alone. Just going to get back to Football 24. There we go. Olympiacos and Crete. Well, you know my feelings about these European sides. Similar story, AZ Alkmaar. This is going to have to be a 106, 109. Again, if you're going to get involved. We've already made a decent return today, and that's what's keeping me thinking we want to preserve the profit. Belgian Jupiler League. Beerschot, as you know, newly promoted, so that's not a surprise result. So we'll look on that. Anderlecht involved in Europe? Yes, indeed. Playing Porto on the 28th of November. So yet again, it's Anderlecht that's going to be the side to be cautious about. Lokomotiv Zagreb already 2 goals down, 2.05 favourite after the 48th minute. No shots on target yet, 2 off. Involved in Europe? Lokomotiv Zagreb? Well, no. Czech Cup. Croatian Cup, sorry, last match. Difficult one. Don't have to play it if you don't want, but I do like underdogs leading 2-0 on or around half time. It gives you a very low risk angle in, doesn't it? And a potential for really good rewards, but no shots on target. I'll stick it on my watch list, that's for sure. I think we can get rid of that one now. Mlada Boleslav 2.6. Let's be disciplined and leave these ones alone. Obi Adenza and Copenhagen over 2.5 goals. And how? 50th minute already. That's why I love this side. Obi Adenza, superb. Vejla and Midtjylland. We should really, with the Danish Super League, have a reputation for goals. So we'll look on that with interest as the match progresses. English Championship, 2.5, the favourite. Derby have taken the lead. Sheffield Wednesday, they do have goals in them. And why don't we have a research of this while we can? This, you should be heading here if you want to research matches from November onwards. Soccer Stats is going to really be superb, as long as they keep those damn pop-ups quiet, because they've been ridiculous. I get their point. They want to earn an income, but they should have thought of that. How to monetize it without bombarding us with adverts. It's a wonderful website. A lot of work gone into it. I might have to end up paying. Derby, only 2 wins since the 21st of September is awful stuff. Are they still managed by Wayne Rooney? You ask yourself. 5 1-1 draws since the 19th of October. From a trader's perspective, that both teams have scored since the 19th of October, suggesting the first team to score might be vulnerable. I think it was the Derby actually scored first. So we see all that there. We've seen only 2 wins since the 21st. So we'll look at the Owls, see if they have any increased shots on, off and corners. Lots and lots of 1-1s. You can see both teams have scored in the last 8 matches for Derby County. Both teams to score, of course, is also a good angle for over 2.5 goals. 15th against 13th, mid-table mediocrity. And Derby do all of their best work against 16th and lower. And they're playing 13th today, so that's outside of their comfort zone, where they've only got the 2 wins at home. Scoring readily enough. Twente have got the win. And why didn't I put it all on? I could have sworn I did. I really hope you did. That's a rare performing side who are involved in Europe. Sheffield Wednesday, again, start coming alive against 16th and lower, so they could be arguably given a chance here today. 2 goals against 16th, 2 against 22nd and 24th. So could see something from Sheffield United, all dependent on the in-play stats. Again, it's not a high priority match. It's the Championship mid-table teams, as you can see. We'll hide that one, hide the under-21s. Lille, well, I'm not going to be playing this Lille match. Newly Champions League side, of course. So we'll get rid of that. Hearts have scored first against Aberdeen. We've just seen, haven't we, Aberdeen's excellent winning form. Very unlucky not to win their last match, so they conceded a very, very late goal to make that 3-3. So Hearts, with only 2 wins all season, might be vulnerable here. But as ever, we need that in-play stats confirmation. Really good start from Hearts, as you can see there. 3 shots off and 2 corners. Look on that one. Aberdeen have the winning form, or at least they have had the winning form recently, until the wheels fell off in the last couple of matches. And no luck for 2-goal Villa today, but with a £3 liability, hey, it doesn't matter. But if you don't buy a ticket, you're not going to win the lottery. Real Madrid, this has 1-2 loss written all over it. If you're looking at yesterday's, we're talking big guns, Paris Saint-Germain, that kind of thing. 1-1, failing to score in the second half, despite quite outstanding shots on target, shots off target. So Real Madrid, I wouldn't be trusting them with stolen money today, that is for sure. Even with over 2.5 goals, the research didn't even go overs. It went for a 2-0 to Real Madrid. AZ Alkmaar have scored, so fair enough. Deserved to, but it's yet another European side. I don't know whether to trust or not, but looks like AZ Alkmaar have got the goal. The Cercle Brugge goal against Beerschot has been disallowed. That might be a match worth following, given Beerschot newly promoted. Ghanaian FA Cup, of course, we've got Enoch here to take us through. Immigration FC, Nagod FC. Here we go again with these European dodge pots. It's 2-0 to Parma. I give up. I really do. Why are they doing this? Twente managed it. This lot have had the goal, had the ball in the back of the net twice. Is that a Parma goal a penalty? Is it an own goal? It's early enough, but we don't want to start compounding our losses, do we? Like yesterday. Disallowed. And we had a goal disallowed as well there. Just got to wait to see. Again, this is just so disappointing, isn't it? This is why I'm trying to be cautious today. And I thought I was putting on the Twente bet, but it ended up being this one. So we've got to be very, very cautious. We're getting to the stage now where if you wanted to nab a late winner, we'll have to go and look at Lazio. Now, do I back Lazio again, or do I compound my losses further? +1 is okay, because if you get a 1-2, you're going to be heading down to about a £5 loss. That's the benefit of +1. You can still get out. You can take 18 quid back, which is, given the poor performances of this lot, European sides, might be something to think about. Alternatively, you can top up again in lieu of Lazio scoring a goal. Don't forget, Parma are newly promoted, but this is exactly what I was facing yesterday. Do I do it or don't I? I've decided to do it on this occasion. I've been bitten on the arse by yet another underperforming Champions League side, despite scoring 2 goals already. So just up a little bit perhaps. As you can see, the +1 profit increases only for a marginal £10 extra. We're looking for 2-1 to Lazio. That will start moving that +1. So let's see. But this is what I've been trying to avoid today. Is getting involved with these Champions League sides. And I've chosen the wrong one. Should have chosen Twente, because you saw Twente were emphatic. The printer starting, okay. Right. I'll just deliver the printer paper, excuse me. Did I do both teams to score no in Lazio? I don't remember if I did or not, because that's got things covered. Or did I do it in the wrong match? Let's have a look. Well, both teams to score no is covered. Okay, so we've got the 2-0 covered. So if you followed me in with that, it's a fairly hefty insurance premium. It was either this or that, wasn't it? Laying over 1.5 goals or both teams to score no. So we've got 2-0 covered, but we don't have 2-1 covered, or do we? I should have done that route as well. 2-1's going to be far too short now. We should have got it covered a lot earlier at 10s. That would have been far better for us to have got involved, because that It's still a losing scoreline if they score, isn't it? For the +1. 2-1 is a losing scoreline for +1. To win your 40 quid, it might cost a little bit too much. I don't want to keep compounding losses. 15. It's not worth it. So we're just going to hope. We've got both teams to score no covering that 2-0, specifically because these sides have struggled, haven't they? These European sides. Coming to the end, Rapid Vienna. Guess what? Playing Europa Conference League on the 28th, failing to score. Despite 72 dangerous attacks, 12 corners, 15 shots. That's exactly the problem I was facing yesterday. Wonderful, wonderful stats. This lot delivered. This lot, where are you? So, real trouble with that Champions League. Early round Champions League, isn't it? Red card now for Fulham. Does that open the door up yet again? Pre-Europa League Tottenham. Do they have that? Can I take advantage of that red card? We'll get rid of a few of these. Lazio, not come alive second half just yet. But this is the pervading theme, isn't it? Europa League on the 28th of November. Scored 3 goals on the 24th of November, didn't they? But that was pre-Europa League, and they weren't influenced by that. But somehow now, all of these sides have suddenly become fatigued and can't buy a goal. It's very strange. 2 consecutive clean sheets, so hopefully they'll keep Parma very quiet. Just have a look at that Parma second goal. Was it from open play? Let's have a look. It was Haj Mohammed, 2-0. We're going to get any... Have we got the first 11 playing for Lazio? Guendouzi, the ex-Arsenal man there. I don't know the first 11, to be honest. So Pedro, is he still going? The Barcelona man. Oh, he must be nearly as old as Joe Biden. Isaacson. Oh, we'll see. This is the problem we've had all weekend, and I've avoided it up to now. Sod's law, it would be a newly promoted side. See, when everything's going, ticking all boxes, newly promoted side, Lazio scoring for fun, 4 wins and a draw. But then you've got this European element, which turns them into a pubs team. But we've got that 2-0 covered. That's important. Both teams to score, no. So let's keep that going. Hearts and Aberdeen. I think that goal was disallowed for Hearts, wasn't it? But if they score first, they could be vulnerable to an Aberdeen who've only had 1 loss all season. And we're unlucky with that 3-3 draw last match. Olympiacos, another European side. So just be very cautious with them. And of course, Real Madrid, which Real Madrid turns up today. Beerschot and Cercle Brugge. The goal was disallowed for Beerschot. So for Cercle Brugge, Beerschot newly promoted, could be vulnerable. So look on with that one. Pardubice, 1.22 against Ceska Budovica. This is a relegation 6-pointer, it seems, 15th against 16th. Why are they 1.22? Vejle and Midtjylland, normally we were expecting goals in the Danish Superligaen. I prefer waiting for 0-0 at halftime. We can research this one. But Derby and Sheffield United, it's a difficult one to unpack, isn't it? Vast majority of defeats against the top 10 for Sheffield Wednesday. Similar story for Derby. And Derby play, well, Derby's a couple of wins against 5th and 11th. It's just, there's no patterns, no pattern to the play. So I was going to look at another match. Which match was I going to look at? We've got a chance to research some of these matches. Vejle and Midtjylland. Let me take a look at this one. Because Vejle are dominating this one. So we go to Soccer Stats. Denmark. Super League. Vejle and Midtjylland. And let's have a look at that. Looks plenty of goals for Midtjylland. But Wetzlar dominating this match. And why are they dominating it? Were Midtjylland involved in Europe midweek? Told you it turns this lot into pub sides. I would have been expecting more from Midtjylland today, but not so. Odds on, the market was expecting more as well. Were they involved in Europe? Yes, indeed they were. So, oh boy, that's all I need. So my enthusiasm waning completely there. So let's just see any other matches. I really hope you got involved with that 20. So I should have got involved myself. I was shocked that I didn't put the plays on. Torino and Napoli. Well, this is what I expected. It's going to be a snooze fest, basically. Defence v defence. So just the team to score the goal will win. Mainz and a half, 2 goals already for Mainz. Hoff, are they all scored out after their 4 goals against Leipzig last match or match before? I don't have an angle, I'm afraid. We can say goodbye to the Premier League. Say goodbye to that one. So I'll say goodbye to you at 3:45. Sorry, it's a bit early, but I've got to socialise with my brother. But I'll bring the old laptop with me, particularly for the end of the Norwegian Elite Serien. So these are the matches at the moment. Coming to the end of the London Derby, if you wanted to look at the possibility of a Tottenham winner against 10 men, well, the draw odds are going to be incredibly short indeed. 2-1 Parma, 3.5. Well, let's go back and have a look at Tottenham. We've got 2-0 covered, so no major panic just yet. 2-1 will be a concern if you get a 70th or 80th minute 2-1. Just a badly timed goal, that will be. Looks like the match has ended. I was just going to see whether we could lay that late draw based on that red card. 4 shots on, only the 1 second half, 9 shots off. This is, again, it's just got the feel of a huff and puff post-European fatigue. Should be eyeing 3 points against the newly promoted side, particularly when you're top 5 and you have been scoring for fun. Take away the 0-0 against Ludogorets, which for me was a bit of a shock result, to be honest. That's when I got in to Guernsey on the 28th. Saw that one. Saw a couple of others in the Europa League. 3 goals prior to that. 1 against Monza. So against some of the tighter sides defensively, they might struggle. But they have been very consistent, Lazio, generally speaking, goals-wise. So this is a real shock. Parma's only win recently has come against fellow newly promoted Venezia. So that puts them into context. That 1-3 loss to Atalanta should be what we're expecting from Lazio today. But it was only 1-0, but that was back in 2021. So that head-to-head doesn't really count from a form perspective. Pardubice and Ceska Budovica, well, I don't know why they're 1.22 favourite. 15th in the league. Doesn't make any great appeal. So these are all involved in Europe, aren't they? So enthusiasm completely waning. Anderlecht played Porto on the 28th. So Leuven. 3.2 outsiders, but good stuff. Wetzlar and Midtjylland. Well, we were looking at this. Conceded in the last 8 away, Midtjylland, so they're not good travellers. 3 consecutive away defeats. No defeat in 3 at home for Wetzlar. And that perhaps sums up what we're expecting today from despite Vejle dominating the match. They haven't. They've lost every single match against the top 8, home and away, including a 2-0 loss last head-to-head. But in-play stats are not showing that. But don't forget, this is post-Europe for Midland, so this is where they're going to underperform. We're going to be so careful today, as you've just seen with Lazio, I think it is. Trusting Lazio, but not trusting Twente. Big mistake. So let's just have a quick look through the goals section. Overs, 1-1. When was the first goal scored? Back over 1.5 goals second half, if this is an over 2.5 goal shortlisted match. And 54th minute, you're out with a profit. Liverpool Man City on the overs list, but it is one of those derby style matches. Lille, Champions League, Lille are actually winning. So that's a rarity this weekend. Any other overs matches? Well, already 2 goals from Mainz, but Hoffenheim suddenly gone very quiet on the goals front after scoring 4 against Leipzig. So I don't know what's going on with them, the mighty Hoff. You can have a look at head-to-head. Yeah, again, Europa League on the 28th. That is probably the reason for all of that underperformance. 2 consecutive matches scoring 3 goals for Mainz. Already scored 2. I alerted you to Mainz's 3-goal haul, wasn't it, last week, when they were huge odds and they won 0-3 against a newly promoted side. Parma already 2 goals, but where's Lazio? Are they turning up? No point looking deep into it. This is what I was trusting. This and another goal here, which was disallowed as well. Tchouaméni coming on. Pedro on in the 46th minute. He's a bit long in the tooth now, Pedro. But still playing 69% possession, but we need the goals. We need the goals. 14 attempts to 11. But this is the problem. It's this playing Ludogorets on the 28th. That is the problemo. We could really do with a goal though, particularly given we're heading into the last 20 minutes. 2-1 now really changes the complexion of the match, particularly a newly promoted side, lacking self-belief really against a big gun, top 5, to actually get the win. But you know why Lazio will lose. If they do lose, it's that European element. But so far, so good. I really hope this ends 2-0, because then we come out unscathed. That really should mirror, well, it doesn't mirror that, no. We've just got the 2-0 covered so far. So these will mirror each other a bit later on down the line if it remains 2-0, of course. We'll come out, if it remains 2-0, we'll come out with a break even, which will be fantastic. Look forward to that. So, what is a very niggly day with all of these European sides. I'll be happy to see the back of this weekend. We haven't, the only form week we've had this whole season really was the 23rd and the 22nd and 23rd. Those are the only absolutely standout form weekends where you could rely on all of these teams to deliver. But I can't rely on this website to deliver. It's just too much going on. So I'll have to go to uk.soccerway.com. You see Soccer24's labouring. Come on. It's unresponsive. That's because there's too much going on. I wanted to show you where it all went right, because they all scored, pretty much every single one of that lot scored 3+ goals last week, but they're just not doing it at the moment. 100% CPU, so something is going up here. That's why the computer's a little quiet. The OBS is taking up too much. Right, so let's get back. Oh, just nothing happening, is there, for Lazio? This is typical. Between that and 20, oh, disappointed. 5 shots on 9 off 7 corners. We need that goal. This lot are newly promoted, for goodness sake. You should be all over them. But as you know, that European influence is just making these sides not perform to the form that they performed at last week, where I suspect Lazio won and won comfortably last week. Let's have a look through soccer stats. For what it's worth, although I doubt form lines are going to help us, because this is a European hangover, isn't it? So let's, there we go. Why can they do that the week before the Europa League, but then the week after the Europa League? I suppose it's only because it's 2 days or 3 days. That might have been a sign, but been pretty hot. Parma, that was a shock result, but beating Venezia, you'd expect them to be competitive against a fellow newly promoted side. Atalanta, did they start conceding late? No, they conceded 2 goals in the first half. So just waiting for something from Lazio, some kind of a spark. But 3 days since the last match, obviously impacting negatively. Didn't do so for 20, but is doing so for Lazio. Midtjylland have scored first against Vejla. Again, European Midtjylland, so I'm not going to be too concerned in focusing on them, despite Vejla dominating the match. Mainz and the half. Normally we expect both teams to score, but absolutely no show yet from the first half at least. Aberdeen have scored first against Hearts. That's what we were expecting, but I would have been far happier with the Hearts opening goal. And it looks as if that was against the run of play. But Aberdeen, the best form side. Are we having trouble with the stats? Because this is all wrong. It's showing a Hearts lead. So are we having more trouble with the in-play stats feed today? Let's have a look. Come on, Lazio. Could have done with a goal before the 70th minute to get the odds swinging. Those of you who want a late lay and didn't get involved earlier on, now's a good time to lay Parma. We're getting still got that green there. 1.14 for a newly promoted side with 15 minutes to go. Good value, I think, for the lay. Might be worth your while investigating that one if you fancy it. Get rid of that. Club Brugge scoring first. Aberdeen scoring first. I'm not going to be looking for a Hearts equaliser. I'll be honest. I would be looking for an Aberdeen equaliser if Hearts score first, because of their consistent winning mentality. Torino Napoli, exactly as you'd expect, the old Snorefest. Eredivisie, normally good for overs. So it's getting a bit quiet now at the moment. Young boys, odds on today, but again, they post Europe. Champions League against Atalanta. So yet again, your confidence has waned hugely. St. Gallen in the Conference League as well. Oh dear. You just don't know whether they're going to play to form or not. That's the problem. So let's have a look what's upcoming, at least on the overs list. The overs are doing quite well today. Liverpool Man City, of course, at 4 o'clock. Similar, we've got the 3 French League sides. Possibility of overs here. Again, I've got 2 strategies. The one, if you hope for a first half goal, and I have done the work there. So which ones are we looking for a first half goal or the potential for a first half goal? Because that would get you involved in the first strategy, which is wait for 15 minutes, back over 2.5 goals, cash out if you get a first half goal. We didn't get one here, and we didn't get one here, so not the best start. We got one here, we got one here, and I think we got them here as well. So, and Palmer as well, I think first half goal from them as well. So they're delivering the first half goals. It's all about if they can deliver it post 15 minutes. Torino and Napoli, I would never, I wouldn't be putting that on a shortlist personally. I think I made a note of that in the 2.5 goal list or in the research. Not an over 2.5 goal match that at all, but we're talking about goals before half time. AZ and Heracles, well, we're talking about shorties now. So second half, you could have backed over 1.5 goals second half. Real Madrid, still no goal yet from them, but you know all about we're 23 minutes in. It's not going to be your typical trusting a 1.33 shot today, I'm afraid. So that's plenty of that. Just waiting on. They're doing all the right things, aren't they, Lazio? 17 shots, 8 corners. A goal, please. That would be extremely useful. Thank you so much. If you wanted to top up, now is a perfect time too. Don't forget that 2-0 is covering our losses so far. Keep your liability low. You see, this is an extra 90p for an extra 12 quid. So I'll just add another £2 or so to the equation. 23 quid there for 2 quid. If we get that 2-1 from Lazio, that will really help matters. Don't forget, there's a little bit of 50p here. Don't forget, Parma are newly promoted. Could be suffering from a lack of belief that they can perform. I don't think it's worth looking at the form lines, of course, because of this European element. But I'm so glad I did the both teams to score no on this occasion. It's something for future post-European weekends. I think both teams to score no is going to be a very useful tool for us. Covers that 2-0. I hope you're all okay on YouTube. I'm going to have to leave you soon because I'm going to, as I say, watch some football with my brother. I'll bring the laptop with me. 20 play was done first off, indeed. Oh, it was. Oh, right. Of course. And Lazio have a goal back. Fantastic. And I just topped up. Lovely job. We've lost the 14 quid now, but I just topped up. Fantastic. Just backed Lazio at 110. Let's see how that drops now. Now, this is why when you do both teams to score no, you've got to back 1-2, which I didn't do, or 2-1. Okay? Because you can't lay over 2.5 goals when a side is leading 2-0. Because if you get the 2-1, they're still losing. So you've got to cover that. If you're going to do both teams to score no, that covers all the score lines to 0. It doesn't cover the 2-1. Okay? So I should have done that myself. So a little bit of a concern that that's not covered. But we're talking +1, weren't we? And you can see your loss is reduced markedly now. If you wanted to get out for a loss, and it's there's no great harm in it, you're going to get yourself 30 quid back. That's what I like about this averaging. And had I got a little bit more on Lazio here, it would have been rather nice indeed. I can't get rid of this 43. I'm afraid it's going to cost nearly 100 quid. So I have to sit and suffer. But you can cash out now if you want for a red, given the poor performances from these European sides. As you can see there, you make a huge loss on the draw to just get rid of that. And then you reduce Lazio to 38 quid. Both teams to score no and 1-2 in the future. Okay, I just forgot to do the 1-2. We got that goal. It was coming. Wish I topped up a little bit more at 110. I think, what was it, 50p or something? See, 110 you're backed. You can lay off now. It's illiquid, but you can lay off at a third of that. So a nice back to lay swing trade. I'm hoping that this Parma have a lack of belief in playing a top 5 side. Now they're coming alive, look. Now they're performing, but now the clock is with Parma, the newly promoted side. Part of Butchie, well, when you're 15th in the league, and you've suddenly gone from, what were they, 1.2 earlier on, I thought they were, 1.6 up to 2.5, it's really not a match to fixate upon, I don't think. Just hopefully they get that 2-2, come on. Is there any way we can cover? We can lay over 3.5 goals, but it's going to cost a fair whack, isn't it? Cost you 26. But if you get the draw, you'll be limiting your loss to a £10 loss. So that could be an option there. This is what I like about the +1. When it gets to 2-1, you can really negate your losses. Rather than taking a £50 here, you can take 17. That's what I like about the +1 market. If it gets to 2-0, you're still alive if you can get that 2-1. And it will really reduce your losses considerably. So you have your outs. They are negative outs, unless you want to stay in and look for that draw. So you could lay over 3.5 goals to cover the current scoreline. But that's going to eat into your draw profit. But still, it'll give you a little bit of peace of mind with Lazio dominating this match. This is my alternative to the 2-1, which I should have done at 10s earlier on. 2-1 was available at 10s. It would have cost you £4 to cover your liability there. That's what we should have done. Okay. That was after a goal. So that's probably 1-0. That's when you back over. You back both teams to score no, and then you back 1-2, 2-1 at these odds of 10. Cost you £3 or £4 rather than me having to do that. Because now, if we get a draw, it's going to stay on £16. You make about an £8 loss, which rather is, for me, is far better than 42. It's just simply the wrong match chosen. It was the 20 match we played first half. Thanks for the reminder there. And I should have played second half again, shouldn't I? All we can hope for now is a bit of Fergie time. Real Madrid have scored. They couldn't trust them with stolen money, I'm afraid, but they have scored. Do watch out. This is 1-0. I'm going to have to go soon because I'm going to be meeting my brother. But we'll see the Lazio match out and then I will depart. So I'll just get ready, just get myself a jacket and that on. So we're just looking out. The clock is not our friend, but the stats are really solid. We're looking for Parma to capitulate late on, as a newly promoted side might do mentally against a top 5 side seeking Champions League football. And they have been in quite superb form as well. Lazio. Right, where's my other shoe? There it is. So looking on with interest there. That was Pisa and Cosenza 2-2. We could do it with Parma and Lazio being 2-2. That would be far more appealing. Okay. Posh jacket on. Yeah, it's nice to hang out with the family. Haven't seen them for such a long time. But I'll bring my laptop with me. 0-2 to Cercle Brugge. Derby, Sheffield United, don't have an opinion there. Olympiacos, again, this is the negative. just need to scroll down, and you know as well as I do, Europa League on the 28th of November. So they are going to cock it up, and they should be winning comfortably, of course. But as you can see, no goal yet. Real Madrid, fair enough. I couldn't trust them today, given the appalling performance of sides like this at even shorter odds than this. Might be able to lay Real Madrid later on if it remains 1-0. Get rid of that one. Pardabucce, let's ignore that. Liverpool Man City I'll be watching very soon. And another Champions League side cocking it up. Montpellier 2, Lille 2. Okay. Ajax, another European side, don't forget. So don't expect the win. And it's the end of the Norwegian season. I will be on hand for the second half. I won't be getting involved first half. Bodo Glimt must win. Brann must win. Viking must win. Rosenborg must win. Molde must draw to confirm. I think Molde are safe on goal difference. So focus on only must wins. Must wins. Okay. You've got them up already. Must wins. All the others are dead rubbers. You do not play dead rubbers on the final day of the season. Molde as well. Just flirting with being a dead rubber. Servette and Lugano. So I'll bring my laptop with me. I'm off now, and I'll be watching the match, but I will have my laptop with me. There's probably going to be Wi-Fi there, and I will be alerting you on Telegram to any other plays later on. So do apologise for finishing early, but it's Christmas time. It is time for family. I am, of course, in the other side of the world, get to rarely see them, so I've got to spend some time. But I'll still be doing some work with you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7:45s. It'd be great to give you a few more evening sessions, full evening sessions as well. No Champions League team to be had in English League One, so we don't have that to worry about. We've just got the dodge pottery, of course, of lower tier sides. I'm leaving you now. I'm off to watch the Liverpool Man City match. I'll bring my work with me and just do a bit of socialising with my brother. Thanks very much for coming along. Sorry it's truncated a bit, but I hope you understand. Thank you very much, Paul. And let's hope by the time I get to watch the match, Lazio will have made it 2-2. Have a great day. Thanks very much for coming along. And I'll see you on Telegram for the rest of the evening.